Here we are talking about things that are insane. Why? We still don't know. The Nintendo Switch 2 and what Nintendo has done to make it seem like they don't this. I don't even know how to put it for you, bro. So it's finally gonna be available on 6/5/2025, which is also a little bit insane because it was supposed to actually be available for pre-orders in 2 days. And the fact that, all these tariffs and everything going on here in the United States is part of the reason it's getting impacted, or at least that's what I read. I could 100% be wrong about that. But these days, the tariffs are literally affecting everything. Have you seen the stock market over here? Literally insane. Which, with that, no disrespect, I can understand this price. I can literally understand $450. The Switch OLED, if I'm not mistaken, was $350, $100 less. This is the more powerful console that's literally going to play a lot of games that the Switch OLED or the predecessors have not been able to touch at all. So the 450, that's fine. We can justify that. That's okay. That's literally not the issue. Even this is fine. An extra $50 and you get the Mario Kart World game. Solid. And especially with all this tariff situation, everything that's going on with trading, all of that, a respectable price because it's something that you pay once. PlayStation, $500. The Xbox, yes, they do have two options for you. Same thing with the Switch, pretty much. Got two options. You get the regular Switch one, or you start looking at this one. And it's just a one-time purchase that you would do for the console. But here's where the problem starts. And crazy enough, while I was looking, Nintendo says tariffs aren't the reason the Switch 2 costs $449. It's just the fact that they hate gamers, bro. That's all it is, bro. That's it. They could have literally easily been like, yeah, it was tariffs. But they're like, you know what? It's actually not. We just don't fuck with y'all like that. But the biggest problem is their games. Of course, Nintendo games have never in my lifetime either gone on sale, gone lower than $60. Like, we're talking about for the Nintendo Switch, the regular one. This is still $60. It was out in January. This was out in 2024. Still $60. Same thing here. Still $60. $60. And you might think, hey, 2024, that was pretty recent. That was just a year ago. It makes sense if games should be $50 still. What about a game that's a remastered? 2023. Now we're getting into 2-year territory. What about this one? What about WarriorWare? Like, what? This one's 70. Like, this one is 70, bro. You know what I'm talking about? And we're talking about the Switch, the regular Switch. We're not even talking about the new one. Look at this game, 2022. $60 still. And don't get me wrong, the games are great. But this just gives other people excuses to use these games or these prices to boost up their prices when their games are not even great. And the fact that the games are good does not excuse this. This is literally ridiculous. Talk about digital copies, not even a physical thing. And we're talking about these prices, bro. So, by the way, found another article. Trump's tariffs complicate the Switch 2 launch, says Nintendo of America. Which one is it, bro? Because what's going on? But Nintendo Switch 2 games will cost $80 for digital, $90 for physical. What? So the game by itself costs $80. If you get it with the bundle, which makes sense, it would cost you $50. That's fair. $80 outside of that. The Switch edition for this shit would cost you $70. Might as well just play the regular one. Mind you, am I not able to just put the Switch 1 games on this one? Because that would also be ridiculous, by the way. Kirby, $80. Jamboree, $80. Tears of the Kingdom, $80. How insane is this? And the fact that it's not even an April Fool's, bro. Even on April Fool's, people would be like, yeah, that's Nintendo. That's typical. Yeah, that literally makes sense. The fact that a cartridge, that's not even the actual game, it's a download towards the game. It's insane that's a thing. And it costs $90. $10 more on top of whatever game you decide to do that for. What is this world we're living in, bro? What is this insane type of simulation that we're ongoing? That Nintendo will do some insane thing like this when, bro, the conversation was for the longest, what is GTA's price gonna be? What is GTA pricing looks like? Because Most probably that's what's going to shape the next years of gaming and pricing and all that. But here comes Nintendo and says, let me hold my beer. Hold my beer and let me ruin everybody's day. Because I was hyped. I was hyped for the Nintendo 2. I was literally hyped for Switch 2, bro. And I can justify the 450. I can. Even the 500 because it comes with a game that's $50 instead of 80. I can literally justify that. I cannot justify the fact that they went up $20 on almost all their games just because they can. Not because they have to. Not because that's what makes sense. Just because they can. And that to me is ridiculous. That is disgusting. And I hate it because I was so hyped for the Switch 2. I was so hyped to get it. I was so hyped to have a good time. And you want to know the craziest part is? I haven't even touched my OLED. This motherfucker, at this point, is just a decoration. I barely even use this. How sad is that? How sad is that company that's so fun to play with your friends, which is also so behind when it comes to playing with your friends? Like an announcement on their Nintendo Direct that you can play with your friends and literally also see what they're playing at like the lowest quality ever gets people hyped is literally insane. That's literally insane. Every console, every gaming system setup, whatever, has the bare minimum, which is gaming with friends, talking to your friends, and these motherfuckers just did this. And it's supposed to be groundbreaking. Like, come on, bro. Come on. And they did all this just to sell you a shitty ass camera that costs like 60, 50 bucks for your friends to kind of be able to see you in the lowest quality ever. Oh my goodness, it's literally not that complicated to make things so simple for people, bro. And then at the price tag that they're trying to do it, ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. Nintendo has literally dropped the ball. I don't even know what to say, bro. Like, I look like a typical Nintendo fan. The fact that I'm pissed, it's outrageous. I have never justified the price, but because it's Nintendo, you can't do shit about it. Because they do genuinely make good games. And because they think they do that, they can get away with bullshit like this. Like, they're literally, I was going to say they've become, because they really haven't become. They really have been. Like, these AAA companies that all they do is just finesse their fan base, and their people that literally support them, genuinely. And that's sad. That's genuinely sad and depressing, bro. They are the staple of what it is to, like, continuing playing couch co-op in your house or playing, co-op in general because they make great games that they've made. And instead of working on that or playing on that, they say, you know what? Fuck the consumer. Let's ball. Especially in these times where not a lot of us are balling. Talk about that. Did you get your annual checkup, bro? Go to your therapy sessions and stuff like that, bro. Take care of yourself because there's so much going on in this world, literally, especially for this bullshit. But y'all have a good one. I don't know what else I can rant about. This is just ridiculous. I'm always late to the party, like always. Even though this was like what 2-3 days ago. But yeah, so I'm still early to the party. But it's embarrassing. It really is so sad. The state of gaming. The fact that I have a PC and I choose to go out of my way to use these other things. The PS5, the Switch. Like, and I don't really use the Switch like that no more. So it sucks. I mean, I do whenever I travel and stuff like that. Whenever people come over. That's about it. But the fact that I have my PC and I can play on my PC and I choose to go out of my way for these other companies sometimes, which is the problem. Honestly, it's literally the problem. We should literally not fucking support any of this shit. Steam gives us discounts on every single fucking game. There's no ifs, buts, or anything about it. Like, literally. Yeah, we're still here. You hate to see it, bro.